Hello everyone who join us online and offline, and let me say thanks to all Cowellive team for the opportunity to meet everyone who is interested in guided surgery at this Cowellive web meeting. I'm Andrei Gromov. I'm not a dentist, I have engineering background, and more than 20 years I'm working with dental equipment and dental technologies. Since 2016, with my partner, he's a dental surgeon and implantologist, we founded Prodigy Dent company. Our main activity is the development and promotion of the free software for guided surgery named ImplaStation. And second one, service of the virtual planning center Prodigy Dent Lab. At this picture, full workflow and some equipment for perform guided surgery treatment. Out of this picture left CBCT and optical scanners. Basically we are interested in diagnosis results. The next step after the obtaining them, 3D treatment planning, then 3D printing of a surgical guide, and last one, surgery with a special drill kit for guided surgery. What is necessary of them to have at implantologist's side? Not necessary to have own 3D printer, as well as not necessary to have own CBCT machine. Main tools is a planning software and special drill kit for guided surgery. Today we will talk about ImplaStation and Ladestar kits. Together it's a comprehensive solution. Let's start from the software. In our case it's ImplaStation. ImplaStation is a freemium software for guided surgery. I'm sure everyone is familiar with this business model. Almost all messengers like Viber, Skype and other use this model. The core, most of the features are free and some are paid. Using it, you may fully free of charge view CBCT, plan implants position, save and share projects. Main task of the software is the creation of surgical guides. ImplaStation can create surgical guides of any type, teeth supported, gingiva supported, bone supported and much more. Export of surgical guides is a paid function. You may quickly install the program absolutely free and in a few minutes start your own case planning. It helps to organize the teamwork and very easy interact with the colleagues. These pictures, this is just a part sent us by our users from their trips, rest and vacations. Thanks to digital technologies, it's possible to send comprehensive information about a case anywhere and very quickly. The core competency of the implantologist, not a manual skill, it's a mental skills and experience to assess a case and take proper decision. Digital lets to do it remotely, take decisions about treatment plan, communicate with the team, consult, discuss and teach. There is embedded cloud service for file transfer in the ImplaStation, but if you need, you may use a third-party big files transfer service like WeTransfer and other if you need it. Let me demonstrate in real time how quickly you can download the software. First step is visiting ImplaStation webpage, implastation.com, especially download page. Then you have to choose proper installation file for the operation system installed at your computer and press download. If downloading didn't start automatically, there is direct downloading links at the thank you page. So just press appropriate link and downloading starts immediately. The installation file quite light, independence from the internet connection speed. It takes around 1-2 minutes for downloading. You can run installation file directly from the downloading tray, or you can open downloading folder, find downloading file, installation file, and run it from the folder. Just follow recommendations and questions of the installer. Just press the button next. Only one point for take a decision should to indicate ImplaStation as a default software for opening DICOM files or not. If you are not experienced user, just follow recommendations of installer. At the first start, the software asks you to fill registration form. Just indicate your name or nickname, email address. It's important to indicate valid email address, because to this address will be delivered the key file. We do not send spam. We do not sell information third parties, anybody. So just fill the registration form, and immediately after you press the OK button, the key file will be sent to your mail address. Next step, open your mailbox, find the key file and download it. Independence from security settings of your mail agent or web browser, in some cases key file may be delivered to the spam folder, so check this folder also if you didn't find in the income folder. Then you have to run the key file, just double click on it and the software activated. Now you can start to work in full volume. There is information about prepaid export and your personal ID and email address used for the registration. Now let me show to you the process of the planning, from the downloading of the DICOM files till obtaining creation of surgical guide. The first step is downloading of the DICOM file. Second one is downloading of the optical scan, the STL file. Then we have to match them. In ImplaStation we do it by placing at least three pair of dots in proper points. Then we have to check the alignment. It's a very important point. If you work at the lower jaw, at the mandibular, you have to indicate, to mark the nerve. Since this moment it's became digital object. It's possible to make measurements with it between implants and nerve, check collision. Next step, to make something like box up, set up. So we have to place absent crown. This information helps to implantologist to take right decision about right position to choose right position for the implant. You can adjust the position of the crown in the slices in 3D. It's very easy to do for such simple case, but it may takes more time for fully edentulous jaw, and maybe you will need some additional information to do it accurately. There is different viewing mode, like ampere mode with a 3 perpendicular slices, planes, and panoramic mode with 1, 3, 5 cross-sectional slices. It's possible to move them along the panoramic curve. This slices is rotatable, so it's possible to incline in desirable direction. Then you may, if necessary, to measure the available volume of the bone, distance between the cortical bone and nerve, the nerve of the ridge, to choose right size of the implant. It's possible to do from the custom mode, simplified constructor, or it's possible to do from preloaded libraries. When the implant and drill and sleeve are placed, only one step left, just create a surgical guide. The operator should to indicate the edge of the body before the placement, before creation surgical guide. It's quite reasonable to check tissue around the implant. And now the step of creation of surgical guide. The operator indicates by dots the border of the edge of the guide body, and then software creates body of the surgical guide. It's possible to edit it by placing provisional holes, labels with patient name, for example, or bars for enforce construction, the guide construction. Then next step is creation of a final body of the surgical guide and transfer created guide to the project. After the guide transferred to the project, it's possible to export it like 3D printing ready file in STL or OBJ format. It's possible to create a drilling report with a separate page for each implant. This is the paid function export of the surgical guide from the software. The hardware part of a digital solution from Cowellive, drilling kits and full range of the appropriate prosthetic elements. There is two kits, Lodestar and Lodestar Plus. Both of them are implemented to the ImplaStation library. I'd like just pay your attention that is extremely important to follow drilling protocols. I mean, every time start drilling from flattening and cortical drills. And this video is shown the software, how the software offers final drill and drilling sequence for chosen implant. Just choose the implant from the library and software automatically creates the full drilling sequence for certain implant, and this sequence will be transferred to the drilling report after creation of the surgical guide. So when you choose the implant, the proper final drill will be offered automatically for this implant. And when you create a special page for certain implant, all information about this implant will be indicated in the drilling report. Implant name, abutment name, the full list of drills from the drilling sequence, from the initial drill to the final drill, including all intermediate drills. Of course, you can change this sequence as you need. This is an interesting case which demonstrates how important to follow the drilling protocol. You see the patient have very sharp alveolar crest, and you see the desirable, the planned position of the implants. And at this picture you see the position of implants after the surgery, and some implants located out of bone, out of reach. It happens due to the violation of the drilling protocol. the sharp edge of the ridge was not flattened. The drilling supposed under the very sharp angle to the cortical drill, and for the drill was more easy to slip along the hard cortical bone than penetrate it. Let's think about how demanded and how applicable guided surgery for different conditions of an alveolar crest. It means available bone volume. The first simplest situation when we have sufficient bone volume. Some specialists believe that in this case they may easily work without guides, but what about bone non-homogeneity or immediate loading? There's a very good demonstration. For the molar area, the best position for the implant usually located exactly at the furcation area. It's quite hard to hold a drill from slipping into softer socket with your hands. Using surgical guide, you can control the drilling more accurately. Immediate loading case. You see the planned position of the implant, the virtual scan abutment attached to it, then initial STL surface exported from the project together with scan abutment. This is how dental technicians see it in the CAD software. CAD software can recognize scan body, inserts implant analog at the proper position. Neighbor teeth helps to create crown shape, deepen crown and STL surface intersection line under the gingiva. Technician may indicate abutment margin line. Then it should to choose titanium base for hybrid abutment. Such way technician has received all necessary information about some gingival part of abutment. Crown reducing gives information about supragingival part of abutment and its ledge. So this is way how to prepare the abutment and provisional crown before surgery together with a surgical guide. Last important point, how to install implant at the planned position. For immediate loading we need to control not only XYZ axis implant position but rotational position also. For this, Cowellive provide sleeves for fully guided protocol with special grooves as rotational markers. Proper markers placed at implant driver also. This is final pictures, final images of this case. So next situation, moderate bone deficiency. It looks like direct indications for surgical guides applying. At the extreme cases, special techniques and implants design may be very helpful. It means narrow and short implants type, bicortical fixation and sinus lift assistance. This is very nice, spectacular case which helps to understand how important to use surgical guides in such cases. Even very narrow 2.0 mm implant looks like elephant between the roots of the neighbor teeth. This is a post-operative image and you see the implant installed quite accurate. I think it would be impossible to do without surgical guide. In this case, the volume limited not only by neighbor teeth roots but also bottom of the sinus. And this classic situation at the maxilla, in the sinus area, when short implants quite convenient to use, and this case was done transgingivally, less traumatic, and as you see, quite accurate. And what about insufficient bone volume? It might seem that this is a limit for the guided surgery, but not for ImplaStation. It's pretty clear. If it's not enough volume in crest area, it's possible to place implants out of crest or increase alveolar crest volume. Special types of implants like zygomatics, pterygoid, nasal implants are very convenient for this, as well as bone graft blocks or particulated bone graft augmentation. For this, usually we have to use bone-supported guides, so we extremely need information about the bone surface. The simplest way to create the information about the bone is to convert DICOM file to the STL file by optical density. It's very quickly, it's very easy. You can convert all hard objects independence from the threshold to the STL object. But there is some issues. CBCT scan quality, artifacts, noise, and soft bone looks like invisible objects like holes. It's a more harder bone. In ImplaStation we have special tool, we call it segmentation. It led to reconstruct the bone volume slice by slice, and each slice can be manually adjusted. This is how it works. So by adjusting the threshold, we can find the right shape of the slice, and the operator can adjust each slice manually. So fill holes, cut artifacts, cut noise, cut even crowns of teeth we consider to extract. But using this tool, we can not only find the surface of existing bone, we can create the desirable bone shape. So now this is the step of the process when the operator can remove the noise and reconstruct existing bone volume. You see there is not enough to cover the implant's neck, and at this step operator can create the desirable bone shape, and after creation of this desirable bone shape, it's like artificial bone cap, there are some options. It's possible to print this desirable bone and adapt the titanium mesh, or we can create a file of hard body membrane for 3D printing of it from the titanium, or we can subtract existing bone shape from the desirable bone shape and receive the file of the bone block we'd like to have to attach for this certain case. This is how we can create the file of the membrane for the 3D printing hard bone membrane from the titanium or from the modern plastics. And this is how it looks in slice. You see existing bone marked by red, desirable bone shape yellow colored, and the green one is the body of the membrane we'd like to have to hold the particulated bone graft for augmentation. All these steps may look quite complicated, but let me show to you some simple way how to start working with the surgical guides. The first way is very obvious. It's to provide initial information about the patient to the laboratory and receive the fully prepared for the treatment, for the surgical guide from the laboratory together with the drilling protocol. Second way, to do all steps by self in-house in your clinic. Of course, for this you will need to have the software, to have some experience with it. You have to have 3D printer. Now it's quite cheap and easy to use it, and you can do all steps from planning till printing by self. And third one, it's like mix of first two. You can delegate some routine steps to laboratory to save your time, to delegate some complicated steps to the professionals, and this way is quite demanded. Let me say some words about initial information just to avoid a false start. Usually for guided surgery we need information from the CBCT and digital and jaw surface, like digital object. It's maybe intraoral scan, it's maybe plaster model scanned in the laboratory scanner. So these two scans we have to provide technician for planning or use it for planning by self. But for complicated cases, for fully dentulous jaw, extended defects, or in case the patient have non-removable X-ray contrast objects in mouth, dentures, metal ceramics, the best way to use special X-ray contrast appliances. The simplest one at the picture. It's a plastic impression tray with impression material. It looks at the CBCT. You have to, the patient has this appliance in mouth during the CBCT processing, and this is how it looks at the CBCT slice. The silicone have it slightly it have quite good opacity, X-ray opacity for these needs, and it helps to make superimposition of two scans, the optical scan and X-ray scan. More traditional appliances use special X-ray contrast markers. This is example how to modify existing denture for these needs. First, that you see the doctor made a rebasement of this denture to have the more actual information about the gingival surface. Then you see some metal balls like X-ray contrast markers attached to this denture. So there is double scanning techniques. When first scan makes with the patient together with this appliance in mouth. Second one just appliance without the patient with a low dose. And this is how it looks after the conversion from the DICOM to the STL. And this is example of project. This metal X-ray contrast markers helps to adjust, to match to this different scan in one project. And then the operator will see all information, the position of the gingiva, the position, the setup from the denture. It also helps to choose right position for the implant. And there is two options. First one, to create traditional surgical guide by traditional way, and ImplaStation provides second option to create surgical guide on base of denture. The software removes crowns, it creates special sleeve support in proper places, and it's more, in some cases it's quite convenient. Basically that's all that I'd like to say today. Just let me pay your attention on benefits of using surgical guides in the practice. First of all, of course, it's a prevention of oral surgery complications due to the high accuracy of implant placement. Also, using surgical guides, you can use immediate loading and immediate placement protocols. You can install implants less traumatic using flapless technique, and there is a lot of other benefits like less time of the treatment, less stress level, less volume of anesthesia you need to the patient. It's also important for adult patients, for the old patients with some numbness. This is information when you can download the software and find some user manuals, address in Facebook when you can find information from ImplaStation users, and my email address if you have some questions. We have special exports package with a reduced price. We call it anti-COVID solidarity pack. If you like to try paid function, please use it. Let me say thanks to Cowellive company. I like products of this company, and if you looking for a reliable partner with quality product with very wide range of products fully adapted for digital surgery, for digital dentistry, please pay your attention at Cowellive products. Thank you and see you later.